Yeah.
And welcome back to Another Kentucky Magazine on ICN6, where it's always fun when Gary Burbank stops by. And I'll use any excuse to get this man on my couch. He's joined by Ken Bowman, and we're talking about Merchants in Music going on this Saturday with lots of music on stage, including Mr. Gary Burbank and his band.
Blue Run is named after a river, the river that Nathan...
I thought it was a dog.
No, Blue Run is a river that's that Nathan Witt and myself live on. Nathan and I sing together on the...
Is that in Florida or that in Kentucky?
Well, it's just we got band pals in the band. Mike Fletcher.
No. I mean Blue Run River.
Oh no, it used to be called it's called the Rainbow. It's too convoluted to go into right now.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Alrighty,
but we'll be there, and it's a
Okay.
really good band, especially with band pal. You know, Mike Fletcher's got to be really good.
Absolutely.
And so, along with you got, well, of course you got Dave Mason.
Yes, we got Dave Mason.
Bluebirds with Marco
Bluebirds.
Sastry. They've been on with you guys a lot of times.
Love that group, and also G Miles and the Hitmen going to be on.
G Miles and the Hitmen are great, man.
And then, how did you ever get Dave Mason? Great talent.
Yeah, and it was a change of plans kind of midway through. We were looking at Little Feat and had to change a date, and then we had to go to Plan B because Little Feat couldn't do it, and then Dave Mason came up in discussion. We found out it was doable, and
wow,
it turned out just great. So yeah, we got really lucky.
Well, we said the R word as we were talking about the weather, and meteorologists.
Yeah.
They can be wrong and still have a job.
We sure hope they can be wrong. But yeah, bring umbrellas, and it's a rain or shine event. And
he doesn't mind that we'll be up there electrified.
No, you can get fried. We
will risk our lives. If we would risk our lives to play, you should risk your life to get a little wet.
Yeah, and here.
To see Dave Mason.
And here, yeah. It's going to be a great day. Lots of food and drink on tap, lots of networking, lots of seeing your neighbors.
That there is. There's about 40 vendors that are going to be there this year. We have, I think, seven food vendors, beer, wine, booths, anything you want to do, and we even inflatables for the kids. So it's a family big day in Fort Thomas.
The rain, inflatables in case it rains, you might be able to float around.
There you go. Float down river, float on the Blue Run. Got to ask you, there is an organization that you founded in this area. You know, we talked the other day about that sweet side of Gary Burbank, and we don't want to talk about it too much because, we don't want to give people the impression you're an old softy.
I don't want to give up my cover here.
No, absolutely not. But this organization is very near and dear to your heart. Play It Forward.
Yeah, Play It Forward is something that we started. Basically, it's trying to put a light on musicians who are also artists, and you'll hear about people giving money to the arts. Well, in that case, they never see that. I mean, there's a party in Indian Hill, and everyone is giving money, but you never see, Bam Powell, if he needed a little help. So we're trying to expand that a little bit and show that these people are artists too. And as much as someone in the symphony orchestra who's a great musician, there are great musicians, sitting around, playing some of these clubs that you go into, right? I mean, some truly great musicians. So recognize that, and when they have a little trouble, and there's trouble time in music these days, and so if they have the analogy I mentioned before, you have a guitar player smashes his finger in the door or something, so let's step up and maybe do a little bit of help for him, maybe pay his rent for 6 months, something like that we can do to help out.
That hit home on a personal level because one of our dear friends, John Von Olen, that happened exactly to. And he is a brilliant drummer. When you're not able to do the only thing you do
can't
to
play
make
with your
money,
elbows.
Yes, and that's his only gig. I mean, he's not a librarian on the side, or yes, he teaches, but how do you teach? So we have this program is so important.
I think it is, and we're working on getting some insurance things. May not have to do that, but getting some insurance programs for musicians around the area, getting some other things, some other programs working out. And it's so great the way all the musicians have stepped forward, and the way Ken and people that are doing some of the concerts, he's a musician too, and so he understands, and have all stepped forward and really gotten into Play It Forward and tried to help out. And there's other organizations around town too that do, that are actually trying to help out with, and we're teaming with, and and I think we're going to get this thing together at some point.
Excellent.
Now that we have Liz Wu, who you meet
Yes,
on here a lot.
she's brilliant.
Liz is a brilliant person, and she's running this organization now much better than I did the first 2 years. I basically just had meetings and sat around thinking, here's be a good idea. And then,
Well, it
never
takes
did
somebody with her youth and her energy and
Yeah,
her know-how in marketing to make this fly. We're going to talk more with Ken Bowman, with Gary Burbank, Mr. Burbank himself, when we come back to another Kentucky Magazine right here on ICN 6.